Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining. This is Patty from PS Papercrafts, and I have one last gift card holder to show you how to make today. I was making them every Friday during the month of November. I missed a week. It was kind of a crazy week, so I know this is December 1st. I figured this would be my last one. So there's 4 of them. I believe there's 4 of them. So you can go to my YouTube channel and look at the other ones if you wanted a variety. So this one is called a pocket gift card holder. And this just pulls out and voila, you have your gift card right in here. I've been using the same gift card over and over again. There's a little bit of money on it. So once I'm done with this, I'm going to go shopping at either Home Goods or TJ Maxx. There's a nice TJ Maxx right near me. But isn't this cute? And I love the back of this paper. I made another gift card holder with it as well. So this paper is, I didn't get the stamp set or anything. I just got the paper, and it's called Traditions of Saint Nick. It's 12 by 12. And I love what I call the B side, the back side of it. I think these are so pretty, and they're not necessarily Christmas. But the Santas, the old-fashioned Santas, is a very kind of old-fashioned look to it. So this is the one. I made another card with this if you looked at my YouTube video. So that's what I used, and I used the greeting from the Christmas Classics. So I used Merry Christmas, and then I used this for the top of this, and then Tidings of Comfort and Joy, and I used the Something Fancy dies. So these 2 here are this one, and then the smallest of these is this one. And I'm going to use them again on this card that we're going to make, but we'll use different paper and a different stamp set. And I just want to mention that these I used, what are they called? Adhesive back sparkle gems. I love these. So I used the white ones, and I colored them with a dark cherry cobbler Stampin' Blends. The alcohol ones, the square ones. You don't want to use the Stampin' Right markers because they won't stay, but the alcohol ones will work. Okay? And I may do that on this card as well. I haven't decided yet. So let's put this aside. Let's put this aside. And we are going to use the Walk in the Forest, a Walk in the Forest designer series paper. And you want a designer series paper that has good both sides, because you are going to see the inside. So you don't want it to be too crazy. You want something kind of a plain background. So this one has that one, and this is what we're going to use, and it has the snowflakes. So you just want to be aware of that. You could use, you know, this with the snow inside. So there's lots of choices. You don't even have to use this paper. So let's get started. I have my pieces cut already. So this is Balmy Blue and Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock as my background, and then as the mat for my sentiment, and then my pocket. Okay, so let's get started with this piece. And you want to make sure that you're looking at your direction. So this is 12 by 6. You don't want it to be, you know, sideways when you cut it. So just keep that in mind. So again, 12 by 6. And let me get my trimmer out. And then we're going to score it at 4. And then 8. Now, if you don't have the arm that goes out, like I do on my trimmer, you could always just turn it around and do 4 again. But I'm going to go out to 8. So it's really 4 on each side. It's actually 4 all the way around. 3 sets of 4s. So it's 4, 4, and 4, I believe. Must be right. Makes 12. And then we're going to score the bottom just a ½ inch. So we're going to go to a ½ inch, and we're going to score it here. And I'm going to leave it in my trimmer because we're going to cut. We want to cut up to the 4-inch and the 8-inch score line right along that 1/2 inch. So what I like to do, your trimmer has this I'm going to move it. Here we go. Your trimmer has this little line here, and you can line that up on this score line to make sure you've got it going okay. And I'm going to close this up just so I don't need it there. So I'm going to put my score line right in the ridge here. And I'm going to bring this little line, and I'm going to probably get my head in it. I'm going to go right down and then cut it. Okay, so I cut right up to that line, and then I'm going to go out to here, and I'm going to go this way. So I want to get that line and come out here. So I've got these two little flaps going on. Okay, so I'm going to take my snips, and you could cut it. You don't have to cut it with a trimmer. You could cut it by hand if you cut even and straight. I don't, so okay. And then we're going to cut just a little angle here. So if you went over in your trimmer, you're okay because you're cutting it off anyway. So we just want to have like this is a tab, okay? And then we have 2 more cuts to make. We're going to do the diagonal. So you're going to take this score line to this point. So we're going to lay the score line right in the groove and the point in the groove. And we're going to cut that. And that makes those angles. And you can save this if you wanted to use that. I think the bottom piece might be better. I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to go right from the point here to the score line. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm doing that right. Yes. So this one, I guess you could use these pieces, but the way they're directional, I don't know. Like if it was this way, you might be able to use it as a pocket, but I'm not sure. You could use these for scraps if you wanted. We'll put them aside. So we're done with our trimmer. And now we're going to burnish these folds. Just fold them in. And then we're going to use some tear and tape or a strong adhesive to glue this all down. And I like to look at it to see which, sometimes it looks better this way versus this way. And sometimes it doesn't matter. I kind of like this one because it's got the green in there. Okay, so now we're going to take some tear and tape, and we're just going to put it down right here along this 1/2 inch flap. Let me just cut this. And I'm just going to pull it off with my take your pick tool, the backing, the release paper. And I think I said I wanted it to go this way. So this doesn't really matter which way you go. Okay. And then this is going to go on here. And I don't want to go all the way out to the edge here because you'll see the point goes down. So I'm just going to put it, you know, to not all the way to the edge. So we're going to put this down. I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to maybe cut it at an angle, but I don't want to go all the way to the edge. So I'm going to cut this at an angle so that when this folds, there's no glue hanging out there. Excuse my voice. I still have a little bit left over coughing from my bronchitis. It's like 2 months now. It's ridiculous. I don't know why it's taking this long. Okay, so now we have our pocket. And I think it's pretty with the snowflakes behind it, and there's snowflakes in the paper. And now we have our white piece. And I will have all the measurements in a project sheet, so don't worry about, you know, writing everything down and trying to keep track of it. You could use balmy blue. I decided I wanted to use the Pretty Peacock to pick up those trees. And then I have a piece of white. And I'm going to line these up. I'm not going to glue them down yet because I'm going to do some stamping. But I want to get my hole punched so I can see where I want to stamp. And it probably doesn't matter. Sometimes you'll have a design here that you want to know where the hole is. So I'm going to take my very best trio punch, or whatever kind of punch you have that will do a little slot or hole for ribbon. So I'm going to hold them together, top edge to bottom edge, with a little border on each side. And I'm going to look on either side to try to make sure it's centered. And then press down, and we have our hole for our ribbon. Okay, and then I want to just take this off. I'm going to do a few little snowflakes across the top. So the sentiment will go across here, so you just have this little area that you want to decorate. And I'm going to use the very cute, I'm going to use the Merry Christmas for my sentiment. And then there's the two snowflakes. I'm going to use the smaller one. And I'll do that in balmy blue. Kind of matches this background here. And I'm going to go off a little bit, so I want to have scrap paper behind. And I don't really know what it's going to look like, but we'll see. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just put one right there. Let's see how that looks. I think that's okay. All right, so let's put this away so I don't get anything in it. And then we're going to adhere these together. And I'm using liquid glue, and we want to make sure when we adhere it together, we line the hole up. So we'll do some liquid glue on here. And then let's line that hole up together. Make sure it's straight on top. Everything looks good. Now you can stamp a sentiment in here so that when they take out the gift card, or you can just leave room to write a note. I wouldn't write too high because you don't want that to, you know, Dear John to be up there. So just, you know, however you feel like you want to do it. Now let's get the pocket. So on this one, I did a sentiment, tidings of comfort and joy. On this one, I'm not sure. I may just do this. I was thinking I could do this side, but I think I like this side better. And what I want to do is make a little area, a little slot for the gift card. So what do I have? I have a circle punch for that. And you can use a circle punch. You can even try to die cut it with one of these or any kind of punch. So I'm just going to do a little slot. I want to go side to side, make sure it's kind of centered. And it's two pieces. I mean, the designer series paper is kind of thin, so, and then you can pull it down and it kind of matches. So I like that. So let's put this together. And I'm not doing a sentiment on the inside. So this, we're just going to glue down. And just center it so there's a nice little border around the whole thing. I love this paper. These trees are just kind of neat. And then we're going to put this down with the tear tape because we want this to be nice and strong. And I feel like this is a different size. It is a different size. So this is interesting. I didn't follow my own instructions. So this one looks like it's 1 7/8, and it goes end to end. by 3 3/4. And this one, which is probably what I'll have the instructions on, is 2.5 by 3.5, which is, I think, that's what my instructions say. I just must have cut this wrong or picked up the wrong piece, but it doesn't matter, it works. So this one we're going to put down with tear and tape. I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, that's much deeper than the other one was. And we're just going to go along the bottom and then up each side. And you want to have, you don't want to go too far in because you want room for your gift card. It's been so cold here. When I get it in the morning, it's in the 20s. But then the sun comes out and it's still cold, but it's nice with the sun. It's nice, fresh air. I'm enjoying it. It's just when I get up to walk Bailey in the morning, it's a little too cold. I actually have been wearing hats, and I don't wear hats, but gotta keep the head warm. I don't want to get sick again. I've been sick for so long. It's like I'm tired of being sick. Tired of coughing. So I want to make sure I stay healthy, especially for the holidays. Okay, if it doesn't come up, the release paper, just rub it down, because you want to just have that stick to the cardstock and then have the release paper come off. So let's put this down here. Stay. And this is just going to cover the white. On the other one, I went a little bit longer. So if you want to go longer, you can do the width of this piece. Let's see if this fits in good. And then we put it right in here. See, it shows here, but then voila, we're going to cover it with this. Okay? So let me put this back. And let's do our sentiments. So I'm going to do the Merry Christmas, and it's a very tight one. I mean, it just barely fits. But I like the Merry Christmas. I like the script in this, and I also like this one. So if you have this set, you can, I was trying to stay within the stamp set, but you can always do this if you have this Christmas Classics, or whatever you have, and whatever you want to say. There's lots of choices. So let's get our pretty peacock and ink this up. And I just like to test it out. Isn't that pretty? And let's see how it looks. It might be too big. It looks like it will just fit. Yep, perfect. Merry Christmas. And then we can put this down. I was thinking I could do snowflakes around it, but I'm going to leave it. There's also this little dots, but I just like it the way it is. I feel like sometimes there's enough going on without adding to it. So now we'll put this down here. And I love that these dies layer, you know, with a mat. It really makes it pop. So now when you put this down, you don't want to put any adhesive here. You want to just put it on both sides so that it sticks here, but this inside can still come out. So we'll use some dimensionals. I'm going to use 2 on each side just to make it nice and strong. Although these are pretty strong as they are. And then we have to put a ribbon in. And I was thinking I would use that Balmy Blue glitter ribbon. I don't think I've used it yet. So we'll give that a try. You could use the white ribbon too. I love this white ribbon. It's a white iridescent ribbon. Where am I? Pay attention to what you're doing. I'm looking around for the white ribbon. So we want to put this here so it covers the gift card. Nice, right? So this white, it's a white iridescent ribbon, and it's so pretty. And you can color it if you wanted to color it. I did a card yesterday, I think, and I colored it with Pretty Peacock, and it really gives it a nice glimmer. So I thought we would use this one. This is Sparkle Ribbon, and it's in Balmy Blue. So I think that'll be nice. So I'm just going to fold a piece and cut it in half. I'm just hoping that when it goes through, because one side is sparkly and one side isn't, that it's not a problem. So I'm going to push it through, fold it, the fold side through, which I always do this and then have to do it again because I did it wrong. So let's hope that this is right. And then sometimes I like to pull one and then the other. So I guess it's okay that it's two different sides because they're kind of lined up. And then I'm just going to cut them at an angle. Put this aside. Isn't that cute? So now we need to put some bling on it. So these I colored. I was thinking, I thought I had it out. Oh. These, but I feel like, I think this is supposed to be Pretty Peacock, but I feel like it's too green. So let's do some of this. Let me get my Pretty Peacock Stampin' Blend marker. And you can do this in Balmy Blue if you want, or you can use whatever you want. So I think I will do the white again. I don't know if I'll do big, little, combination. I can't do each end because it's close, right? So you just color these. And the only thing you have to be careful of is, see this little bit of red? This is, and sometimes it's kind of waxy. So sometimes when you pick up, you might pick up some ink on your take your pick tool or whatever you use. So you have to be careful when you're picking it up and putting it down that you don't pick up the ink. Let's see if this is what we want. So my take your pick tool, we're going to just push it and we'll put one here. And this you really have to figure out where you want them. And this is what I have a hard time with. Let's just do two here. Okay, so this is the other one. You can put them elsewhere if you want. But isn't this cute? I thought it was a great idea. I'm not sure where I got it. I made these a few years ago with different paper, and I was just kind of going through to see if I can update them. Right? So back to Fun Folds on Friday for December. This is my last gift card holder. But thanks for joining, and I hope you enjoy this. And again, there's a project sheet that you could click on the link, and it will give you a sheet with pictures, measurements, and instructions that you can print out and save. And you can make these for any occasion. I mean, I'm making everything Christmas, but you can make them for graduation, for birthdays, for retirement, whatever. All right, so thanks a lot and have a great week. Bye.